Hello there, Golf Freak here, and man, it's been a while since I've said that. If you're watching this video, I'm going to assume you are subscribed. Thanks for sticking around for so long. I haven't done any proper Let's Plays recently because life's been hectic for quite a while, and I've been spending my time doing other things and pursuing other interests along with work and looking for work and all the fun that comes with that. But anyway, pretty straightforward question. Are you guys interested in seeing a Mass Effect 3 game with mods? For those of you who just want to get out with what I'm saying, you can go into the description below. There's a link to this form. You will need a Google account in order to utilize it and vote. If you don't want to do that, don't have one, I understand. Just like the video so I can try to gauge interest, because I'm planning on doing this regardless, and if there's not enough interest, I might not bother to take the time to record because it'll be more convenient for me. I can play when I want, hop on and off real easily, and I don't have to set time for myself. But anyway, why am I doing this? Well, I've been staring at someone playing the Legendary Edition along with just finding the Mass Effect 4 teaser trailer that dropped like 6 months ago or something like that. So I got interested in playing Mass Effect again, and if they do transfer saves, which is a big maybe, or they might do something like Inquisition where you can upload saves or completely create a new save online, then I want to be ready for that. So if I get it, I'm going to be playing on PC, and as you may know if you watched my previous Let's Play, I played the original Mass Effect on PS3. Now, why Mass Effect 3 and not the entire Legendary Edition? Well, that's because I don't have the Legendary Edition. I planned on actually getting, I believe, with this in mind, this was years ago, I plan on getting all the Mass Effects on PC because I was anticipating Mass Effect 4, which hasn't dropped yet and probably won't drop for another couple of years. So I have them most likely during sale. Now, why not the Legendary Edition? Well, the Legendary Edition is $60, high graphics of the original games. That's great, but I already have all 3 games, so that's not important. I'm not interested in playing Mass Effect 1. I believe the Mass Effect 2 DLC Genesis, which you all saw, let me pick the basic story premises of Mass Effect 1, is more than adequate. You lose out on some game content in 2, but I don't think it's significant, and you don't need to do it to get a completed ending in Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 2 is no different with the mods that I have for that. There's no significant story mods whatsoever. It's usually just like guns and some characters and some abilities. Nothing major, there's nothing game changing. It was really fun playing on Insanity with tougher enemies that spam abilities. That was fun, but hey, Infiltrators I think still is the broken class for that. It's just no fun when your squad mates got to get left behind and you no longer have access to Overload. But I digress. So there was really no reason for me to record Mass Effect 2, even though I'm going to go through another playthrough while I, over time, and give you guys some time to answer this questionnaire. But there's no real difference. And aside from the fact that my Let's Play Mass Effect 2 was pretty bad, I don't think I successfully romanced anyone, and I think half the crew died because I obviously didn't like min-max. I went in blind. So there's no real reason for me to record that. Mass Effect 3 is different because the mods I have for Mass Effect 3 do change the gameplay significantly enough that I feel it's worth recording, along with the fact that there's additional DLC that I never got to. I think I played Leviathan, that was the last one. I never played the extended cut, and I never checked out Citadel. I heard Citadel is amazing, and I want to, check that out. So that's part of the reason why I'm gauging if you guys want to do this. Now, let's go ahead and get into the form. There's only 2 simple questions. The first is obviously romance, because generally speaking, all the options in the game are going to be the same regardless. The only differences significantly are going to be the class I play, along with the difficulty. I probably won't do Insanity again because that was a pain in the ass, along with the romance. Pretty much everything else is going to remain the same. I just want different kind of world states, I guess you could say, that I'm comfortable with. I'm sure I could download something similar online, but this is, I can guarantee the integrity of it. So the 3 options are Miranda, Tali, and Liara. Miranda and Tali because I'm going to be downloading mods that affect them in some way. In Miranda's case, she is actually going to be on the ship again, and through the use of an additional mod, she will be able to go out with you. She has additional lines compared to the base game, and extra if you romance her. So that's part of the reason why I'm interested in the kind of Miranda storyline. Tali, no significant differences in terms of the storyline, although I did just romance her as my Infiltrator Mass Effect 2 playthrough. But the mod I have for her lets her come out of her suit. So apparently I'll have to do some fancy edits if we do that, but most likely that's not the case. And as for Liara, well, Liara, because assuming I played Mass Effect 1, and I did assume that, and I went with Ashley, because I felt that would be what my Shepard would be, but maybe I've just become more open-minded and not realizing how much of a space racist, as some would put it, Ashley was, might have gone Liara instead. And that's significant because Liara is in the Mass Effect 4 teaser. But there's nothing new for Liara, which is why she's down there. Most likely I'll play it anyway in my spare time. But those are the input, and Miranda once again is up there because she has the most new content from a mod, and more so if you romance her. And then of course the infamous ending. So there are 3 options here: destroy, control, and happy. So I understand the endings better now that I guess more time has passed, or I don't know. But anyway, the synthesis option that I went to, I chose it because, like, well, that seems like the happy ending, right? Everyone gets to live, no one has to die. It's also the hardest one to unlock. You need the most war score, yada yada. But then I realized something. I realized why this, along with Control, are most likely not the air quote canon, air quote, that is in Mass Effect 4. As we see in Mass Effect 4 teaser, there is the Andromeda Galaxy along with the Milky Way, along with a Reaper in the snow, Shepard's helm, or part of it, and Liara. I believe it applies to destruction ending. This makes sense. So synthesis is Saren's choice, control is the elusive man's choice, and destroy is what you've been working for. You fought off Saren and said, no, we're not doing it your way, and depending on your choices, though I am destroying the collector base, we're refusing the elusive man and not going down the control route, which leaves destroy. And destroy is the one that makes the most sense. Now, between synthesis isn't up there because I already chose that ending. Now, it doesn't really matter in terms of exporting to another game in the future, if it's once again, if that's even possible, because you can just save scum it before the choice and then just like get one of each choice no matter what. So it doesn't really matter, but I would go with what makes the most sense. With Miranda and Tali, I would probably go with the destroy ending, even if I got the Geth to work together with the Quarians. Probably still go with destroy. After playing Mass Effect 2 again, the choice doesn't really bother me, and I understand the destroy option better. However, if I went with Liara, I'd be more inclined to do control, and that's because Liara can live 1,000 years. And I believe control implies that Shepard's consciousness still exists. He's just directly controlling the Reapers. But because he's not a synthetic AI and he is a organic mind, I guess, it keeps his soul. I'm not sure exactly how that would work. But the idea being that, okay, well, he can control them and they can no longer rebel against the organics because they're being controlled directly by an organic, effectively, even though he's now artificial. I don't know. It's weird. I get what they were doing. I think it could have been handled better, but anyway, those are the 2. So once again, the ending doesn't really matter because I can save scum it. But the other option is the happy ending, and the happy ending is a mod. And what that mod does is it gets rid of control and it gets rid of synthesis and forces destroy. You don't even get the catalyst, as far as I understand it. It just goes straight to destroy, and the Geth live, EDI lives, and Shepard lives, and everyone lives happy ever after. Yay! And I would be okay with doing that because it seems like you can uninstall that mod. I mean, I'd probably have to do a clean save, but you can install that mod and then do the other endings as well. So that doesn't seem like it'll be a huge problem, but I might not use it depending on if everyone wants me to do a control. So it depends. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think it would be interesting if potentially, because I believe that the canon for the Mass Effect 4 trailer, based on just my observation and looking up a few people's opinions, is that it is the destroy ending, because there is a Reaper out there that appears destroyed, and that it's Liara as part of it, along with showing the Andromeda Galaxy, with Mass Effect Andromeda having 600 years in the future, and Liara, who could live that long. It's going to be one of two things. It's going to be soon after Mass Effect 3 going over the Andromeda Initiative, or significantly after Mass Effect 3 during the Andromeda Initiative, most likely when they connect the two galaxies via Mass Effect, at least I'm assuming that. Given that we saw in Mass Effect 2 that using the Omega-4 relay, you could instantly get from the edge of the galaxy to the center, you could potentially span galaxies extremely quickly. So if they link up to Mass Effect relays or get some similar technology, then they could create jumps so you could travel both galaxies, and that might be a thing. So if the canon is destroy Shepard, I mean, they hint, I can't think of why they would hint at the helmet other than Shepard's alive, though once again it's also in ice. I guess he was in space, so he could have crashed in the ice. So that might be the thing, is it's right after destroy and they're going over all that thing. That would be interesting. Anyway, so if that's the case, I want the save files ready. It wouldn't hurt to play the games a few more times. It's just several hundred hours of my life, I guess, to get. I wanted your guys' input. Finally, unrelated to Mass Effect 3, basically, are you guys interested in watching me play Dragon Age Inquisition? No, fair enough. Just the DLC I never got to. Fair enough as well. I didn't even realize it had DLC, but because I finished the game so fast. Play a new game, or play it completely, including the new DLC, or play a new game with mods. Because I don't want to just play the new DLC with mods. That would be a little weird. We want to do it completely. I haven't even looked at any of the mods, so I'll have to check to see if there's enough interest for that game, and you guys want to see mods, if there are any good mods for it. But yeah. And unfortunately, I don't think I mentioned this, but Legendary Edition is going to have some issues with mods, which is another reason why I didn't pick it and just decided to do Mass Effect 3. And the reasoning behind that is something to do with the modding community and Nexus. Like, you can't port a mod from 3 to Legendary Edition because it causes some kind of either legal issue or policy issue. So Mass Effect, and those mods probably are also relatively old, so the modders aren't or may not be around anymore, so it may just not happen. So that's another reason why I stuck with the older release instead of the Legendary Edition, along with saving $50, because that's $50. But anyway, thanks for listening to my rant. Hopefully it wasn't too bothersome, given that we're at 12 minutes and 40 seconds as of now. A lot of me talking. Hopefully there aren't too many uhs and ams. I just did one a few seconds ago, so there's that. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and God bless.